And I'd like to welcome you all to our Tuesday 1:30 p.m. session, and we'll be covering a conversation with the Leadership Council for Healthy Communities about secondhand smoke and third-hand smoke. I'm going to read our disclaimer before we get started. The WildTech DC Senior iPad program, its owners and presenters offer technical assistance, virtual health, well-being information designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on the information in any applications or topics made by WildTech, including but not limited to mobile device applications, and any social media pages maintained by WildTech, its owners, or presenters as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or legal advice. Thank you so much for letting me read the disclaimer. If you cannot see us, hear us, or see the screen, please let us know in the chat. We would appreciate that. Again, I always recommend you have some kind of notes that you can write down or review for later. And don't forget, you all can take screenshots as well. And then let's make sure our TVs and cell phones are silenced to give our others, but most importantly, ourselves, the most immersive experience. Again, we'll be hearing from the Leadership Council today. So if Kenneth, Sue, and Donna, you could introduce yourselves and what you'll be covering today, we would appreciate it. And again, thank you so much for coming on to speak with our seniors about a very important issue.
Okay, I'll start first. Good afternoon, again, everyone. It's a nice being with you all once again. My name is Kenneth Coleman. I am the lead community health worker with the Leadership Council for Healthy Communities. I will just simply will be just, I've given you some overrun last time we met about the organization and who we are. This is a very, very, very busy time of the year for us. So if you all would like to meet us in person, I will just simply give you a rundown of what events we will be participating in, and you can come out and meet us in person during the month of June. Then I'll turn it over to Sue, and she'll introduce herself and give you some nutritional pop-up shops and things like that. And then we'll go right on into our presentation. All right. So for the month of June, this Saturday, a very busy big event. There's a men's info queue, which is held at the Bald Eagle Recreational Center in Ward 8 on Juliet Place or Street in Southeast Washington. That event will take place from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's hosted by MedStar, Family Choice, and DC Men's Health. That's this Saturday, June the 8th. Again, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The following Saturday, 6/15, June 15th, there'll be a 2024 Health and Wellness Extravaganza, which is hosted by UPO and the FAR Southeast Family Strengthening Collaborative. And that event will be taking place from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on a Saturday at the PD Green Center, which is United Planning Organization on Martin Luther King Avenue. That's also in Ward 8. On the Tuesday, June the 25th, UPO once again will be hosting, along with Martha's Table, second annual health extravaganza, which is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. And that'll be on Oak Street in Southeast, Ward 8 as well. And that's again on a Tuesday, June the 25th. The following, and also on that Tuesday, is another event, which is earlier, and that's the Senior Symposium. That's going to be a very big event at the Blue Senior High School. And that'll take place from, I believe, 10 a.m. or 11 to 3. So we'll be very busy that day. If we can help it, we'll have 2 events on that particular day. They're close by one another. So that's a big event as well. We also on the 13th, which is a Thursday, you can join in on our Ward 7 and 8 community health hubs, which takes place via Zoom. You can feel free to stop by to see what may be going on in the community, what's coming up. And also for Wards 4 and 5, their community health hub, which is via Zoom, will be held on a Thursday, June the 27th. Both of those are at 11 o'clock a.m. for just an hour. If there are any questions, feel free to raise your hands, ask any questions. If you need an email, you can email me at kcoleman339@gmail.com. And I can send those flyers out to you, send out more information of what's going on. And you can feel free to contact me. Okay. I'll turn it over now to Sue, who will also
Oh,
give you some information. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead if I got a question
it's
there.
yes, no, it's okay, Mr. Kenneth. Thank you so much for that information. Do you mind putting your email in the chat, please?
I sure will. Yes.
And yes, and thank you for that information. I know June is National Men's Health Month, so I'm pretty sure that's
Yes.
why
That men's
that why you're
information.
doing that, which is great. You know, we'll be
Yep.
doing our kind of same thing over here as well. So that's nice to hear. It's much needed. So thank you for those events.
Okay.
Yes, if you could put your email in the chat, I'd appreciate that. And then I
Mhm.
think in the beginning of your talk, Doris had a question. Hi, Miss
Okay.
Doris, how are you?
Hi, Alice. How are you?
Good.
Good, good.
Okay, Mr. Coleman,
Yes, ma'am.
you gave us a lot of dates. So
Okay.
you gonna put them dates in the chat?
Could you also do that for us, Mr.
The
Kenneth,
dates in the
and try
chat.
to,
Oh,
yes.
yeah, I
Yeah,
can put the dates in the
it was a
chat.
lot of dates, and I don't think I can remember none of them.
Okay. Well, you can just email me, and I can actually email you the flyer if you like. But I'll put the dates anyhow, and
Can you put it in
Yes.
information.
the chat so we can have it?
So
I
your
sure will.
chat your Mr. Kenneth's email is in the chat, Miss Doris. So just check out the
Yes.
chat and you'll be able to see his email.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Doris. We really appreciate it. Let us know if you need anything else, okay?
Any other
Okay, appreciate
questions?
that.
Okay.
No hands so far, but again, thank you for those resources. Those are some wonderful organizations, especially the Senior Symposium is very important, and with UPO and those different events. So I hope
Mhm.
you all get to check that out if you can.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth.
Yes. And I'll now turn it over to Sue, who will bring you some pop-up food banks and some other resources as well.
Okay. Good afternoon. It's so nice to be here with all of you here again. I'll just take about 5 minutes because I know we have to go into Donna's presentation, which is the meat of the program today. Now, the last time that we met with you, I shared two resources, Project Power and what was the other one? Produce Plus. Now, Produce Plus is now closed for the year. They are whoever's in the program will get the Produce. If you want to put yourselves on a wait list, you can, but otherwise it opens again next year. Project Power, however, is still open. So if you want to get registered, I'll put my email in here again, and please contact me and I can register you. Last time after the meeting, I had about 6 persons call me and email me and text me. So I was able to register all of them just using the telephone. No need, there was no need for me to meet with them or anything. And I'm glad that we can, do that so that you don't have to leave the comfort of your homes. Now, today I'm going to share one more resource with you. Now, this is a resource which you may be familiar with. All of you are familiar with Martha's Table, correct? Yes? Okay.
Everyone's
Now,
muted too, so yeah.
okay. So everybody, I'm just going to take it that everyone is, listening. And if you're not familiar with it, Martha's Table, they work mostly in wards 7 and 8, and they do a whole lot of, they have a lot of activities and they have a lot of resources. Now, there's one resource which I kind of just recently learned about it, and I realized that a lot of people don't know about it. It's called the Martha's Table White Card. Okay, it's a card which you get for free. You have to go and register for it, and you get a whole lot of resources when you get that card. I'm going to try to share screen and pull up the card. Okay, can everybody see the card?
Yeah, you're good to go. We see
Okay.
your screen.
Okay, so I think you can see the bottom part, right? Okay, let me go to the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see how
yeah.
it says Martha's Table White Card? DC residents over the age of 15 are eligible for a Martha's Table Select Membership White Card. Now I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, okay? Just because I want you to know the location where you have to go to sign up. Unfortunately, the first time that you go, you do have to go in person, and you have to go to this place called the Commons, because that is the main location. It's 2375 Elvin Street Southeast, and you go in there anytime Monday through Friday between 11 to 4, and you can tell them that you don't have a white card yet, and they'll sign you up. Just 2 weeks back, I took about 35 seniors from Model City Center, and in a matter of 15 minutes, they had everyone registered. The only things that you would need would be like an ID. You have to take some form of identification, and they will get you registered into the white card program. Now, after this is over, I'll show you what the white card looks like, because I have one. Oh no, I don't have it. But it looks like a little white credit card, similar to what you see up here. You know, this little Martha Stable card where it says member. Okay. Now, when you get this card, what happens? I'm going to show you the locations again. I'm going to show you the information. Now, you can use this card at all of the Martha Stable locations. And the first thing is they have something called Martha's Outfitters, which is basically a huge store with donated clothes. If you like thrifting, I'm a huge thrifter. I like thrifting because I think it just saves the planet. Plus, you know, it's good to not waste stuff and to use something that's been gently used. So if you're into thrifting, you're going to love this store. And when you get this card, you get a $20 monthly credit for clothing at Martha's Outfitters. And every month, that $20 is going to upload automatically. Apart from that, you get 2 visits per month for fresh produce at these 2 locations, the Commons and the Maycroft location. I've been to the one at the Commons, and let me tell you, it's really good. It's this huge room, it's indoors, and they have all the tables lined up like a farmer's market. You just go around and they'll give you bags. When I took my seniors, everybody walked out with like 3 bags full. They had all the fruit. I mean, they had like at least 5 kinds of fruit, and they had sweet potatoes, beans, kale, onion, and then on the other side, they even had like Amish eggs. And one day they were actually giving out turkey sandwiches, because I think they got a whole lot that were donated. So all of that free, and you can go up to twice a month during the hours of 11 to 4. And apart from what Martha Stable gives you, they usually have other vendors there. Like the first time I took my seniors, they were giving out huge boxes, really big boxes of children's books to everybody. They had all the Seuss books in there, and all of it was free. And they were also giving out Glade plugins. And the second time I went, they were giving out diapers. So that's all extra. So I would highly encourage that you go over to the Commons location and get signed up for a Martha Stable white card, because with that card, twice a month, free farmers market shopping. And once a month, you can get the clothing voucher too. I'm going to stop share so I can see you all, and I can kind of like take questions on this. I'm going to send this flyer over to
Hey, Sue, there's a much easier way. So also, Kenneth, you can do this as well. If you have any flyers, you can put them in the chat. So can you go to Zoom,
Okay.
please? And then can
Yes,
you
I
hit the
can
chat?
actually attach it, right? Into the chat?
Yes, so you see the file button, the third one in the chat, the file button.
Chat, okay.
Yeah, so
File
and then
button.
the third one at the bottom left, it says file, looks like a little document.
Okay, is it the one with notes? No. Whiteboard, apps.
So did you hit chat in Zoom?
Yeah, hit the chat. Let me hit it
And
again.
then, yeah, below the type message, it should say, you should have a format, then a smiley face, and then that file icon.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I see
Okay.
it.
Yeah, so hit that,
You
and then
see
you
it,
can hit
Kenneth?
then you can hit your computer, and then you can choose I think you were showing a PNG. You can share it in the chat in that way.
Okay. Did you all get to see the document though? Did
Yeah,
it show when
you were
I was
sharing you were
talking?
sharing, yeah,
Okay.
no, it was showing you were sharing your screen, but if you put it in the chat folks can save it
Yes.
on their device
Okay.
by holding the image in the chat.
Okay, I just put it in.
Yeah, there you go. So same thing for you, Mr. Kenneth. If you have any flyers that you want to put in the chat, you can also do that. So I'm just gonna showcase this real quick again. If you want to save any image that someone shares in the Zoom chat, all you have to do is hold on to it and then hit save image. So I'm gonna go to the chat on my device, and then I'm gonna hold Miss Sue's image, and then it says save image. So that's how you can save that image
Very good.
to your Photos app as well. So just again, if you send it to me, it'll be much easier just to send it to the group as you're in the meeting. So again, make sure you all save that image if you would like to save it and utilize it. But thank you so much. I love Martha's Table. My friend goes there
Okay.
as well, and it's very useful. So thank
It is
you,
very
Sue.
useful, and getting the white card is very important because that enables you to all of those benefits for free and other benefits as well. Okay. I see a
Donna,
question from
yeah,
Dennis.
but Donna, did you have something to say?
Yes, I just wanted to ask Sue, is that for DC residents only, correct?
Not really, because I went and I'm from Maryland, and since I do a lot of food demonstrations, I asked them, they said, oh no, you can get one too, and I know other people from Maryland who've received it.
Okay, that's great.
Although they
'Cause I
say
know-
that on the flyer, when you actually show up to sign up, they don't turn anyone away. And remember, it's one per person. So if it's a family of 4, of course, you have to be above age 15. 3 people in the family can each get a card, and you don't have to go to the market to shop. Somebody can go for you, like they can take your card. Like sometimes a family of 3 might go, and just the one person might go and they'll have 3 cards. So they give them triple portions
Okay.
of everything. So I've seen a lot of that where sometimes if seniors can't go, somebody will go on their behalf and they'll just give them a double portion of everything. And it's nicely packed in bags, so it's easy. You don't have to take your own bag. They give you the bags, they'll quickly bag it for you. They just ask you, do you like this? Do you like this? Do you not like this? Do you want this? And then they fill the bags up for you.
That sounds great.
Thank you so much, Sue, for answering that. I appreciate that. Yep, and yes, Anne, we have a question. I'm going to ask you to unmute. We're already about halfway through with the time, so just try to keep that in mind, you all. Thank you. Hi, Anne. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to ask you a quick question. I'm sorry, my mouth is not working. I'm partially handicapped. I cannot do a lot of standing or walking.
Okay.
And I'm waiting to get a wheelchair. So
Okay.
I have to depend on my aides to go into places. So if I sent my card and my ID, would they allow my aide to go in and register?
Yes. If you send your
Then-
aide with your ID, they will register you and give her the card, give the person the card, and your aide can take it every time and get it on your behalf.
Thank you, Sue. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you, Anne. You as well.
Thank
And
you.
again, thank you, Sue, so much for showcasing those different programs as well. Any other files that Sue, Donna, you want to add to the chat? Our seniors can certainly
Sure.
save those documents as well. So thank you so
Okay.
much.
I might put a couple more in the chat, but I can do that while Donna's talking. So looking forward to seeing you all again sometime. I'm going to put my email in again. So if anyone wants to register for Project Power or needs any information on anything nutrition related, please reach out.
Okay, Louise, you had something for Sue?
You can only sign up in the Southeast one, right? The common.
Yes, that's what I understood, but I can double check that because when I went with the seniors, they said the main location is where they sign you up and then you can go anywhere.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Thank you, Louise. Appreciate your question. Miss Rosemary said, I'm enjoying my time with Project Power. Thanks. Oh, thank you, Miss Rosemary, for
good.
taking
I'm so
advantage of
glad.
that resource. I appreciate that. But so far, thank you, Kenneth and Sue, for such wonderful information. We appreciate that.
Always welcome.
Okay. Hi, good afternoon. And my name is Donna. and it's great to see you guys again. And for those who are just coming on and listening to some of LCHC's information, we are a faith-based organization, and we promote healthy living in underserved communities. So it is our goal that we love to do is just to give out information that will assist communities. So today I will be talking about second and third hand smoke. Okay, and I am going to share my screen. And I'm going to look for my, here we go.
Thank
Okay,
you.
can
We see
everyone see?
it. And then, yeah, we see it. And then you can hit a slideshow and start the slides.
Slide control.
Yeah, at the you see at the top it says animations, and then it says slideshow.
Yeah.
And then hit from beginning. And then you can use your space bar or your arrow keys to navigate.
Yes.
But thank you. We see your screen. So thank you so
All
much.
right. If anyone was here last time, yay. So anywho, we're talking today secondhand and third hand smoke. And I know a lot of the participants on the call today are not smokers, but they might have folks in this circle, or somehow the second and third hand smoke might affect them. So what I want to show you, first of all, is this chart that just talks about, these are your lungs. Okay, the red means that the lungs are pretty clear. And if we look at B, this person has been affected by secondhand smoke or maybe third-hand smoke. Now, the yellow is definitely telling us that their lungs have been affected by secondhand smoke. So third, you have a healthy lung. And I would say B, actually, I would say C is more affected by second and third hand smoke. So that's just a graph that just kind of gets you thinking about what is actually going on inside of your body. Okay. Let's see if I can. So here we go. Let's try this again. And I know there are a lot of grandparents, so that's why I talk about this a lot too, who might have, I don't know, children, young adults who are smoking around their kids and all. So this is just also information that helps you just, just to talk to those young adults who are smoking around kids. And it is, children are exposed to secondhand smoke are at a 50 to 100%. Let me get this down some. Hold on a second. Oh, what is this? Let me move this down. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so why is it not going back for me?
Oh, hey Donna, everything okay?
Yes. I was just trying to get back to my previous slide.
So just hit the left arrow button.
Yep, that's what I was doing. I don't know why it's not working for me today.
Try hitting your presentation with the click, and then try the arrows afterward.
Yeah.
You can also just use the arrow buttons at the bottom left. You see the left arrow button?
Yeah, I don't know why it is. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's go back here. Here we are. Okay, so back again, talking about children who are exposed to secondhand smoke. They are at a 50 to 100 higher rate of acute respiratory issues, which basically we're talking asthma issues. Okay. And speaking of secondhand smoke on children, we're continuing the conversation because studies show that older children whose parents smoke get sick more often. And that's because their lungs grow less than children who do not breathe in secondhand smoke. And I don't know, I might have talked about this before, and you might can relate to this, how you can see your grandchildren, great nieces and whatever, who are going to the emergency room or who are having asthma issues. And if you look at it, it's because they are around folks who are smoking. Okay. Children under 18 years of age, secondhand smoke also results in more coughing and wheezing. You know, it's a small but significant decrease in lung function at younger age for kids. All right. Just another visual that we talk about with secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke still contains more than 7,000 chemical compounds. They also can hurt your fur babies. I know a lot of seniors who are, you know, living alone, they will have their pets. And this is just also to let you know that dogs and cats are twice as likely to develop nasal cancer if their owner smokes or if they are around secondhand smoke. That blew me away because I didn't know anything about fur babies actually can get cancer from secondhand smoke, from smoke anyway. So as compared to animals in households without cigarette smoking, I just thought that was just a kind of crazy fact that kind of blew me away. So there are just so many carcinogens found in secondhand smoke. We have arsenic, lead, benzene. What is these other words? Oh, really? Okay, I'm sorry. Sometimes I read this and it just blows me away as I'm talking to individuals about this, because these are things that I didn't know. And I think if we all knew this, we can pass this along to people in our circle. Okay. Now, we would all love for those who are living in multi-housing units who are not smokers, that if this could really be held true, that this is a smoke-free building. Because I know there are apartment buildings that the smoke is coming through to a non-smoker's unit. Smoking in apartments may be prohibited or restricted by HUD regulations, local laws, or landlords. Now, you know, smoking can affect other tenants and damage their property. Some methods to reduce smoke exposure and odor are closing windows, putting a wet towel under the door, and avoiding air vents. Now, renters, and especially non-smoking renters, should check the smoking policy before signing a lease. And I know that's really kind of hard if you get into a building and they are smoking. How is this going to be enforced? How do you tell someone that they can't smoke in their own unit? Well, one thing is just speaking with the property manager to see what can be done to assist you with that. But if that doesn't work, these things such as putting a wet towel under the door avoiding your air vents or maybe having an air purifier can help you who are not smoking but are still getting the effects from the smokers in your building. And as I said, the secondhand smoke can seep into multi-unit dwellings from many places, and that's including the vents, as I mentioned. We're talking cracks in walls or the floors. So, and I have talked to several people, so you are not alone in being exposed to the secondhand smoke in your multi-unit dwelling. Now, this is based on several studies. An estimated 44% to 53% of multi-unit housing residents that do not allow smoking in their home have experienced second-hand smoke inhalation in their homes from elsewhere or around the building. Now, just as we were saying, these steps below can help you if you find yourself facing this difficult situation. And we said before, how does the secondhand smoke enter an apartment? Okay, it's multiple ways. I didn't even know this can come through your light fixtures, wall electric outlets, ceiling, crawl spaces, and doorways into all areas of a building with smokers. Secondhand smoke cannot be controlled by ventilation, air cleaning, or the separation of smokers from non-smokers. Now, I know when I was a smoker, and I didn't know until I stopped smoking how much it affected the curtains in my home. You know, I was wondering why I was constantly cleaning my rug because of the smell. So these are just things just to think of, you know, if you're not a smoker, just what is affecting you because there are smokers in your dwelling. Okay, when your neighbor's secondhand smoke invades your home, you may not be a smoker, as I said, but if you live in an apartment or condo, multi-housing unit, and your neighbor smokes, it comes into your home. This secondhand smoke is well documented as a health hazard. And then we still go here, we talk about making modifications to your home. Like I said, some of the things might be unreasonable for you to do, but there are still things that you can do, such as putting the towel under your door. You know, they're also covering your vents, your electric sockets. I don't know how reasonable that is to do, but this is a thought. Or in your clothes dryer vent. These are all points where the smoke can come into your unit. I don't read all of it. I just kind of give you bullet points on this. And if I'm going too slow, if going too fast, just let me know and I can slow down. Okay, so we would all love for those who are non-smokers. Welcome to our smoke-free building. Okay, now this should be put up. There should be, especially in smoke-free buildings, there should be signs like this throughout your building areas. So there should be common areas where individual can smoke. Okay, so this is telling you, please don't smoke on balconies or patios or within 5 meters, 5 feet of any door, window, or air intake. Once again, how reasonable is that to enforce? But this is something we would like to see. And I don't know if anyone is having any issues in their own building where it states that it's a smoke-free building, but you are still having issues or residues of the smoke coming into your own unit. Okay. Now, there are about 80 million, 1 in 4 people in the US live in multi-unit housing, such as apartments. Okay. Many who live in public housing are especially affected by secondhand smoke, including children, the elderly, and people with disabilities. Now, about 8 to 10 multi-unit housing residents choose to make their own homes smoke-free. But about 20% of adults in multi-unit housings use combustible tobacco products, which are a source of secondhand smoke. If you look at this, a lot of folks, I mean, they're using the lighters, and here we have the elderly folks who can't get around a lot, who can't do a lot of these things, but they are still being affected by secondhand smoke. Let me set this up my way. Among multi-unit housing residents with smoke-free home rules, 34% report that secondhand smoke involuntarily enters their home. I don't know why my computer is. Let me try this again. Let's try this. Okay. Okay. Let's see if this is it.
Are you trying to move on to the next slide, Ms. Donna?
Yes, I just went there.
Because we still see the facts sheet on our ends.
So y'all don't see types of smoke exposure?
No, we don't see that. No, we don't see that.
Because that looks like I'm still sharing. Oh, I see my screen has paused. Hold on a second.
Yes, you got to make sure you stay in the window that you selected, otherwise you won't be able to switch.
All right, let me go back. Screen has paused. All right. Okay, just another visual of folks.
So again, your screen didn't change, Donna. Your screen didn't change.
It still did not change?
No, again, it says your screen is paused. You have to be in the presentation or whatever window you selected for it to follow along. So try sharing your screen. Try sharing your screen one more time. I just stopped sharing. I just had you stop sharing. So just share your screen again, Ms. Donna.
All right. All right, let's try this. Let's see. Are we okay
there you go.
with this
Yeah.
visual?
So you have to make sure that you stay in that window in order for it to follow along. But we see the person.
Okay, you got it. Now see the person who's holding his nose because someone is around them smoking cigarettes. And a lot of times, because I'm a non-smoker and someone passes me by and the smoke is just coming all into my nose, my first initial thought was just to go, who you know, oh my gosh, you stink, da-da-da. But someone gave me a very good hint that I need to just say a quick prayer that somehow would get over to the person. Instead of me going, whoo, Lord, this thing stinks. You know, I know we will always say that and just kind of, as he's doing, hold up his nose. But if we just think that that person is struggling, you know, with that habit, and if we could just say, you know, just a quick confirmation of something, we don't have to say it to them. Just say it to ourselves, like, you know, please help this person stop smoking and just keep moving instead of having negative thoughts towards that person. Let's just try to give them a quick, you know, affirmation of maybe, you know, somebody help this person stop smoking instead of us going, woo. All right, let's try again. Okay, I'm really having issues with my computer today.
Can you hear us, Donna?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you. I just see the buffering on your slide. So we're still on the person. I would just hit the arrow at the bottom left. You see the right arrow? That's how you can also maneuver your slides. Yep,
right.
There you go. Types of smoking and exposure, we see
Yes.
that.
Okay, guys, just bear with me here, because I do want to get this information to you guys. Now, there are 3 types of smoke exposure. You know, you have your firsthand smoke, that's inhaled by the smoker. Then we're going to secondhand smoke, which is exhaled by a smoker or released from the end of a burning cigarette, which then filters over to the non-smoker. Then the third-hand smoke, which I think is just something that's really coming into light that people didn't realize really had such an effect on folks. And then that's the toxic residue that lays on surfaces. Trying to move some of these folks up. That sticks to surfaces and dust after the smoke is already cleared. So what is third-hand smoke? As I said, the first-hand smoke is inhaled by the smoker. The second-hand smoke is exhaled by the smoker and released from the end of the burning cigarette. So then once again, the third-hand smoke, which is just coming to light to a lot of people, is still the residue that sticks. Okay, now grandparents, I know we all concerned about our babies, and we didn't really know that if a parent is smoking and then comes back into the home and start touching things, that the residue is there. So we are then affecting our babies with the smoke that we thought we were outside smoking, it was okay, such as myself. I was outside, would be outside smoking and would not think that it would come back into the home and affect my kids. But looking at this, you're touching everything with the hand that you have smoked with. So, and it's just sticking to that. Okay, how can I be exposed to third-hand smoke? This is the smoker. Now, people can swallow third-hand smoke when they put fingers or objects that have been polluted with third-hand smoke into their mouths. Basically, if you're touching something where the dust from that smoke has laid, attached itself to, and then maybe you're rubbing your mouth, then that's how you can get the smoke inhaled into your lungs. People can breathe third-hand smoke into their lungs when particles and chemicals are in the air. Then once again, we're looking at the skin. People can absorb third-hand smoke when their skin comes in contact with surfaces that have been polluted, attached by smoke itself. So if you're just laying on a counter or something where someone has smoked and came in, it's getting into your body. So these are things that truly I did not know. So hopefully this is you're gaining something from this, because I really just thought this was just mind-blowing to me. Okay. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. Okay.
Okay. Are we at the quiz right now, Donna?
Yes.
Okay. I really appreciate that. We do have a handout from before. Well, if you have a question, but we're gonna do our I guess you're gonna do your quiz, and then that's what we'll end off with today. Is that right?
Okay. And it's really a
Okay.
quick.
Yes. Oh, Janelle and Bridget have a question. Anything that Donna covered so far? Hi, Janelle and Bridget. How are you?
Hi, it's Bridget. Jonelle sleep. There is a question that I have. When years ago, when it wasn't smoke-free buildings and nightclubs and stuff like that, we used to come home and your whole body would smell like smoke. You know,
Yep.
your hair, your clothes, everything. You had to hang them outside, et cetera, et cetera. But now we're faced with a different kind of smoke. When people have vaping, does vaping affect the same way as the secondhand smoke, third-hand smoke?
Yes, it does, because
Okay.
it's still a tobacco product that is
Okay.
being released into the air. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and also one more question. When you're driving, I've had this happen several times, and it has nothing to do with cigarettes per se. It's the usage of the cannabis. I can be driving in my car and I can smell the cannabis from somebody else's car coming into my vents. Does that affect the same way as secondhand and third-hand smoke?
Yes, it does, because it's a product that contains the same chemicals.
Okay. So we can't really escape it per se, because if you're driving in your car, you can turn your vents, close your vents, and turn your AC off or whatever you have to do. But you can't open the window, because if you open the window, that brings in more of the product.
Exactly. So what do we do?
Drive
That's
away
the
fast
question.
as you can.
Yes. Exactly.
You do. I think you just do what you can, because I mean we're all just inhaling other things, and the air. There's other stuff in the air too. So just limit what you can, and go on from there. I think
Yeah,
that's.
exactly.
Do you agree with that, Ms.
Hold
Donna?
your breath and drive away as fast as you can.
So, thank you so much, Janelle and Britt. We have to make sure that we get through this quiz, but I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think we'll save Ms. Doris and Anne. I think we'll save you for the end. Again, we only have about 8 minutes or so left for today. So we got to make sure we get through this quiz together. And that way you'll all be able to participate as well. So Don, I think you're going to ask the question and then you'll have one person from the group raise their hand and share their response. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So again,
Okay.
please raise your hand if you would like to answer one of Donna's questions.
And this is really what Jonelle, I think her name was Jonelle, was just speaking of. Okay, so opening a window in your home or car is a good way to protect yourself from secondhand smoke. True or false?
Okay, Ms. Doris, you have your hand up first. So what is your answer?
I would say true.
Okay. Anyone else want to answer?
Oh, how many do you want for each, Ms. Donna?
One, two
Yeah.
more, and then I'll just give
Oh.
the answer.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Brenda, what is your answer, true or false?
False.
Thank you, Ms.
Okay, so-
Brenda. And then Anne, what is your answer, true or false?
False.
Okay, well, it is false because that secondhand smoke, those particles remain even after the smoke is gone. So your best protection from secondhand smoke is not to have it in your home or car at all, but that's kind of ridiculous. But that was false. Okay, I'm gonna ask just 2 more questions. Which of the following is the leading cause of secondhand smoke-related deaths? A, lung cancer, B, heart disease.
Okay, which one is it? Mr. Thomas, what is your answer?
Lung cancer.
Thank you.
Okay.
Again, just trying to hear from a different group. Gracie, what is your answer?
Lung cancer.
Thank you.
My
And then Miss Thelma, what is your answer?
Mine's the same. It's lung cancer.
Okay, and guess what?
Thank
In US, about 35,000 people die each year as a result of heart disease
Really?
caused by secondhand smoke. Yes.
Wow.
So about 3,000 people die from lung cancer caused by secondhand smoke. But yes, it is. We went from 3,000 for lung cancer and to 35,000 approximately each year die as a result of heart disease.
Mm.
And I'm going to ask
Thank
this
you so
one
much.
thing. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which of the following are ways to protect your family from secondhand smoke? A, ask your babysitter, friends, and relatives not to smoke around your children. B, politely ask smokers not to smoke in your home or car. C, set up a comfortable outside area for visitors who do smoke.
Thank
So
you,
we-
Miss Donna. Can you say your answer choices one more time, please?
Sure. A, ask babysitters, friends, relatives not to smoke around your children. B, politely ask smokers not to smoke in your home or car. C, set up an outside area for visitors who do smoke.
Thank you so much for saying that again, Miss Donna. Anne, what is your answer?
My answer is C. C.
Okay, the last one. Thank you. Ms. Duckett, what is your answer?
I think all 3.
Okay, and just
Okay.
for time constraints,
Yeah, thank you. And then Ms. Thompson, what is your answer?
B.
And you know, everyone's answer was correct because it's any of the above. The more you can do, the more you can do to protect your family is the right thing to do.
So wow, we did pretty good with those questions, and thank you for asking those, Ms. Donna. Those are very insightful questions that just make us think in a way, right?
And I do hope the presentation, if anything, just, you know, gave you a pause, like an aha moment, and things that you can share with people in your circle, you know, who might not know these things. Like, oh, hey, I learned this today. So hopefully you gained a little bit of knowledge to take away, you know, especially I'm a grandparent. So some of these things definitely have helped me to protect my children, to check, you know, to protect my grandbabies. So that's where I
Thank
am
you
with
so
that.
much, Donna. Yes, we have 3 hands up. You know, I guess if you would, again, for those 3 hands, we only have just a little bit of time left, but we'll be sure to get through as many of those as we can. So we have 3 hands up. Again, quick questions for Donna about anything that we covered today, but thank you so much. I definitely learned more about the second hand and the third hand and some of that fact sheet with everything on it, especially with the cats and dogs. That was it was quite shocking. Like how you said, you kind of like when you say it, it's like you can't believe it. It's kind of the same way for that I feel. So thank you so much for presenting that info with us. And you have a quick question for Donna or a comment?
I want to tell Donna that when you presented this before, I was fussing with my brother-in-law. He's a grandfather, and I told him about the third hand smoking, and he called me a liar. So I took a picture of it today, and I'm going to send it over to his house.
That's right.
I want to thank you so much. And do you come to groups like at the church or something?
Yes, we do, ma'am.
Okay, I'm gonna get your. I'm gonna ask Alex for your information. And
Just
thank you so
Kenneth's
much.
emails in the
Bless you.
chat. Anne, Kenneth's emails in
Okay.
the chat. You can send him an
Right,
email
you can reach out to
for that
Kenneth.
information.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you
So I didn't mean to
God bless you.
interrupt. I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I just wanted to say God bless you and thank you for bringing this. And it does deserve, like Harold says, to be repeated. I think we need to hear this 2 or 3 more times. Because I'm sure there's plenty of people. My mother never let anybody smoke in the house because I had asthma as a little girl. So thank you so much. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You said she was what?
I was just going to say your mom was ahead of time.
Right. She was.
Thank you so much, Anne. You have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too, dear. Thank you so much.
And I just put Mr. Kenneth's and Sue's email in the chat as well, in case you all wanted to email them for Kenneth for what you just requested, Anne, and some additional information about the events. And then you all can email Sue for the food program that she talked about, anything else of that nature. So thank you. Again, we are running out of time, so just try to keep that in mind. Ms. Doris, you had a question or a comment for Donna?
Yeah, I do have a comment. Now, I was a smoker for 20-some years. Okay, so I got a new primary care doctor, and all of a sudden she wanted me to go, and I got a pulmonary doctor that I go to every 3 months. Want me to go get a test to see if I got lung cancer. Don't you think if I done stopped smoking for 20 years that I would know if I have lung cancer or not?
No, ma'am, because my primary asked me, and I had stopped smoking like 18 years, but I smoked for over 25, and had me go take a test as well. I just had the chest X-ray just to double check, because some people it can linger in a longer time frame than others. So I would highly, if your primary or pulmonary suggests that you do that, it's always a good idea.
Okay, because I'm just thinking they want to make money. Because I said if I had cancer after 20 years, don't you think I would have had some effects by now?
No, it can always pop up.
Everyone's different.
Yes. Exactly. As Alex said,
There are shows
everyone is
about it. There are
different.
shows about it where the parasite was living in your body for 50 years. It didn't happen, and then it became undormant. Things of that. Everyone's going to be different. So it's always good to double check, just to double check. So
Right.
that way you can deal with it now if you have to, versus later on when it may become worse. So just try to think of it in that way.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm just wondering.
No, Doris, go get that test.
Okay, thank you for telling me.
All right.
Thank you, Ms. Dorsey. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay, thank you, Alice, too.
No problem. Donna, I just put your email in the chat. We won't have time to answer everyone's questions, but if you all have a question for Donna, please email her at the email address that is in the chat. Thank you. Better safe than sorry. Our last question for today is from Ms. Thompson, or comment. But I appreciate all the others. Please email Ms. Donna if you have a question. Hi, Brenda. How are
I
you?
will definitely answer you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
My father smoked since I was born. So I was born in the 50s. And none of this was out back then.
That's right.
My grandfather smoked, and I'm from West Virginia, and it's like every household, it was a smoker. I was always around smoke. And now I smoked for 17 years, off and on. They say I have COPD. And I don't think it all came from me. I think it came from
that
everybody that smoked.
Yes, ma'am. That's it. That's it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
you so much, Ms. Brenda, for sharing your experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks for answering me.
No problem, Ms. Brenda. You have a wonderful rest of your day. And again, thank you all so much. I know we're gonna have some hands where you must go. So again, thank you, Donna, for doing such a wonderful job of your presentation. You're answering these questions for us and just sharing your own experience, certainly. I know it helps others. To those that didn't get a chance to speak today, again, I hope you all got something from Donna's presentation just to help others, because you may never realize who you may be helping. And if you tell it to someone, they might tell it to someone else, and they might tell it to someone else, and such.
Exactly.
So you may never know who you talk to. That could be the beacon for everyone, right? So
that's right. Yes.
Thank you.
And if anyone does send me a question, I will definitely answer the question promptly.
Thank you so much. Any last words or final thoughts or words of advice for our seniors, Donna, before we end for today?
What I would just like to say, I'm just so glad that you guys are coming on to listen to what Leadership Council for Healthy Communities is promoting, because that is our mission. That is my heart's work, is to make sure that information is given out to communities, underserved communities. So anyway, I just appreciate the time that you guys have given us, and I look forward to next month. We'll have something different,
next month.
new and different for you guys. Yes.
July, I think the first Tuesday, it's I think July 2nd, 2 days before 4th of July. So we will be enjoying definitely that session before our holiday as well.
Yes.
And again, thank you so much to also, I know Kenneth and Sue had to leave. Just tell them thank you, and we'll sure to say thank you for presenting their information as well.
Okay.
So until next time, Donna, let's all thank Ms. Donna and the LCHC team
guys
for presenting their information today. And make sure you stay on
so
for
much.
our poll.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Donna.
you. That was good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Donna. That was very
Thank you
educational.
very much.
Okay, sorry for any technical hiccups.
Thank you.
Oh, it's
It was
okay,
a
Ms.
great
Donna. You have a
presentation,
wonderful rest
Miss
of the
Donna.
day.
Okay, thank you.
Learned something again.
Thank you. Thank you, Donna.
Bye-bye.
Have a wonderful rest of your day.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Smoke with
Bye.